Did you know that, according to research, the average modern person spends more than 3 hours a day mindlessly scrolling through screens? That's more than 45 days a year. 45 days. I've always said, don't let minor things steal major things from you. But tell me honestly, how much more time are you willing to give away to what neither leads you to your goal nor to your dream? In an era when digital distractions are stronger than ever before, the real art is not just to plan your time, but to own it. How can you make time work for you, not against you? How can you not just fill your days with tasks, but build a life that brings pride? My name is Jim Rohn, and in this video, I will share with you my revolutionary approaches to time and priority management, approaches that once helped me build financial independence and inner peace. And at the end, we will perform a practical exercise together that will help you start taking back control of your time today. Don't miss it. Real transformation begins with conscious choice. One day, I heard a phrase that forever changed my attitude toward time. Lost money can be earned again. Lost time, never. And I'll tell you, this is not just a nice quote. This is a law of life. Time is the only currency that is spent every day without our permission, and at the same time, it is the only resource that shapes our future. Here's the paradox. In a world where we have calendars, reminders, timers, apps to plan every minute, most people feel even more confused, even busier, and even less productive. The digital age has given us incredible opportunities, and along with them, endless traps for our attention. We are like captains of ships who, instead of holding the course, rush every minute toward every flash on the horizon. When I was young, I thought productivity was about working as much as possible. More hours, more tasks, more meetings. But there came a moment when I realized it's not the number of tasks that defines success, but their value and strategic importance. I learned that every day must not just be filled with actions, but built, like a master builds a building, brick by brick, understanding that every choice shapes the entire foundation. And here comes the main question. If someone were to track how we spend our time every day, what would they see? A master who plans and acts with purpose, or a passenger carried by a stream of trivia and distractions? I want you to answer this question honestly for yourself today. Time management is not about blocking every minute in the schedule. It's about the ability to say no to meaningless things and yes to what moves you forward. It's about the art of choosing the essential among the important and discarding the unnecessary. And you know what else? It's about giving up the illusion that we will do it later. Because the truth is, later very rarely comes. When I worked on my life, I learned to ask a simple question before every action. Does this lead me to my goal or move me away from it? And you know what? 80% of the tasks that appeared on my list simply dropped off. Because the truth is, effectiveness is not about adding more, but about subtracting the unnecessary. Friends, in this video I will share with you the most powerful tools that will help you turn each day into a strategic step towards your true goals. I will show you how to think in terms of priorities, how to develop the habits of winners, how to outsmart digital traps, and how to become the architect of your time. And remember, at the end, we will move on to the practical part, where I will offer you specific actions that will change your effectiveness within the next week. We won't just listen, we'll act. So get ready. It's time to stop wasting time. When people ask me, Jim, what's the secret of productivity? I always answered simply, the secret is not to do more. The secret is to do the right things. And do you know why this truth is so important today? Because in a world of endless opportunities, the greatest threat is not a lack of options. It's a lack of focus. Let's start with the first key principle, the rule of 3 big tasks per day. I once learned to think this way. Each day is a small battle for the future. And in every battle, what matters most is not the number of blows, but their accuracy. That's why every day I would choose 3 main things that truly moved me forward. Not 30 tasks on a list, not endless reminders. 3. And I would ask myself, if I complete only these 3 tasks, will this day be a success? Here's the trick. Our mind loves complexity, but success loves simplicity. If you focus every day on 3 things that truly matter, you will outperform the one who's busy with 20 meaningless tasks. I remember when I was just starting my career, I was like a firefighter, putting out problems every day, answering calls, rushing to meetings. I felt extremely busy, and at the same time infinitely far from my big goals. And only when I learned to ask myself, does this bring me closer to my big dream? I truly started building a life instead of just surviving it. Now friends, the second principle, prioritization by value, not urgency. Today, all of us live in a world of urgent. Messages flash, deadlines burn, people demand immediate responses. But here's the truth, what's urgent is not always important. And if we don't learn to say no to the urgent in favor of the important, we are doomed to run in place. Saying yes to the important is an act of maturity. It's the ability to see that true value lies not in what's burning, but in what's building. Make a list of your tasks for the day, and put a question next to each one. Will I regret it in a year if I don't do this? Oh, how quickly the desire to waste time on trivial things disappears then. The third principle I want to share with you today is this. The rhythm of the day is stronger than inspiration. People often say, I'll do it when I'm in the mood. I'll tell you, if you're waiting for the mood, you're working for randomness, not for results. Inspiration is wonderful, but victory comes not from inspiration, but from rhythm. Every morning I built a simple structure, 30 minutes of learning, 2 hours of focused work on the main project, a short break, another focused block, no heroic feats, no waiting for motivation, just a clear rhythm that moves you forward regardless of emotions. And here's what's important. In the digital age, where in 60 seconds you can switch 3 apps, watch 5 videos, and receive 10 messages, the ability to hold your focus on just one task, that's the real superpower. I always said, the ability to focus is like holding gold in water that's trying to snatch it from your hands. The only question is, will you hold on tight? So think right now. What are your 3 big tasks for today? Are you building your day around what's important, or just reacting to what's urgent? Does your day have a rhythm that helps you grow stronger? Or are you constantly being tossed by the waves of other people's priorities? Because true time management doesn't start with a clock. It starts with mindset. Remember, it's not time that defines our achievements. Our decisions about time define our lives. One day I asked a very successful businessman, "What's your main secret?" He smiled and replied, "I know how to be where I am." Back then, I didn't fully understand what he meant. But over time, I realized, in a world where we are constantly pulled out of reality by messages, calls, notifications, the greatest advantage belongs to the one who stays present in the moment. Let's speak frankly. Digital distractions are the new enemy of productivity. If in the past our challenge was the scarcity of resources, today it is the excess of noise. We are not just losing time, we are losing clarity of thought. And if you want to become a true master of your time, you need to learn how to build fortresses of focus. The first key, the rule of impenetrable hours. I always taught, if you don't plan your day, someone else plans it for you. The same applies to your attention. I introduced a rule into my life, at least 2 hours a day, fully isolated for strategic work. No phone, no email, no social media, just me and my main task. And here comes the test. Can you endure 60 minutes without checking messages? Or will the habit of seeking tiny instant stimulations win? This is a battle, friends. A battle for your ability to think deeply and act powerfully. I remember how difficult it was at first. My mind constantly sought distractions. What if something important comes up? But then I learned to ask myself, what's more important, my dream or a new message? And you know what? My dream won. The second key, filtering incoming streams. Today we are bombarded daily with thousands of information units. And if we don't filter, we drown. I created a simple rule. Before reading, responding, or viewing anything, I ask myself, does this support my goals? If not, I let it go without regret. Life is too short to consume all the informational noise, I always said. Masters of time are not those who manage to do everything. They are those who consciously choose what not to do. The third key, morning and evening rituals. You know that the quality of your day is defined not only by what you do within it, but also by how you start and end it. A morning ritual is the launch of your internal software. An evening ritual is its update. My morning didn't start with a smartphone. It started with a simple question: what is truly important today? And I would write the answer by hand, on paper. No distractions, no rush. 3 priorities for the day, and that's it. In the evening, I asked myself a different question. What did I do today for my big vision? And I evaluated not the number of completed tasks, but the quality of the progress. And you know what? Sometimes one good deed is worth more than a dozen closed trivialities. Time management in the digital age is not a fight against technology. It's the skill of placing yourself at the helm of your own process. Instead of being a slave to notifications, becoming the master of your focus. Think about it. How much time each day do you truly spend on what's essential? Do you have your impenetrable hours? Do you filter the flow of information, or do you let it drown you? Does your day start and end consciously or randomly? Because time itself is neutral, but your decisions about it, that's your story. I always reminded myself, if you don't control your time, someone else will. And believe me, friends, that someone else does not always have your best interests at heart. One of the most powerful lessons I have learned in my life sounds simple. Self-discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. You can dream of great things, you can plan and even start acting. But without self-discipline, you'll remain on the shore, watching your opportunities drift by. Let's talk about this seriously. Success in time management is not magic. It's the habit of conscious choice. It's when you get up every day and choose focus over chaos, the essential over the trivial, action over procrastination. The first pillar of self-discipline in time is small daily victories. Many people think discipline is heroism, waking up at 5 in the morning and working non-stop. But true strength isn't in a single big push. It's in the small promises we keep to ourselves every day. I always ask myself, what one action today will make me stronger tomorrow? And I completed it, regardless of mood, inspiration, or circumstances. Because you know what? Motivation comes and goes, but habit leaves results. The second pillar is managing emotional energy. Our mind loves to postpone difficult tasks. It looks for the easy path. But I learned to challenge myself. Do the hardest thing first. This rule changed my life. When you defeat morning procrastination every day, when you tackle the hardest tasks first, you become a different person. Not because the world changes, but because you change. You start trusting yourself, and trust in yourself is the source of true strength. The third pillar is the principle of no negotiations with yourself. How many times have we lost the battle of time simply by allowing ourselves to say later? I'll start in an hour. I'll just check one feed. 5 more minutes of scrolling, and then I'll work. Sound familiar? I learned to stop those negotiations. If the schedule says 9 a.m., write the speech, then at 9 a.m., I write the speech. I don't think about whether I want to. I don't ask myself if I'm ready. I just do it. If I had listened to my inner slacker every time, I wouldn't have spoken on stages around the world. Because true freedom comes when you rise above your immediate desires, when your principles are stronger than your emotions. And you know what else is important? Forgiving yourself for slip-ups, but not making excuses. There were days when I slipped too, but instead of beating myself up or postponing again, I told myself, all right, Jim, start again, today. Because the real enemy is not failure. The real enemy is stopping. So let me ask you, are you ready today to start building great strength with small steps? Are you ready to create a level of self-discipline that won't allow you to betray your own goals for the sake of temporary comfort? Because remember, people don't fail because of a lack of time. They fail because of a lack of discipline. Look at your life. Think about those small moments of choice that add up to great results. Every morning you get up with the first alarm. You're building a victory. Every time you start a hard task without distractions, you're forging your strength. Every evening you honestly assess your day. You're refining your strategy. And know this, big dreams aren't fulfilled by bursts of motivation. They are built on the foundation of small daily victories. Your future is in your hands, and every "I'll do it now" brings you closer to it more than 1,000 promises of tomorrow. Now, friends, it's time not just to listen, but to act. You know, I always said, the true power of knowledge is not in knowing, but in doing. And today I want you to do a small but very powerful exercise with me. An exercise that will help you see where you are now and where you need to move next. Let's start simple. Imagine a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 means I am very weak in this, and 10 means I am a true master at this. Are you ready to look at yourself honestly? Now I want you to take a sheet of paper or notes on your phone and write down your scores from 1 to 10 for each question. Don't rush. Be honest. This is your personal reality map. First question, how effectively do I use my time every day? Think about it. Do you spend hours on important matters, or do you let trivialities steal your energy? Second, how consciously do I choose my priorities? Do you know every morning what is most important to you? Or do you just react to whatever the news feed throws at you? Third, am I able to set impenetrable hours for deep work? Can I be 100% present in a task without checking messages? Fourth, how often do I say no to things that don't lead me to my goals? Is it easy for me to choose the important over the pleasant? Fifth, do I start my day with a clear goal rather than chaos? Do I have a morning ritual for focusing? Sixth, do I end my day with reflection on what went well and what needs improvement? Do I have an evening habit of summing up the day? Seventh, how well do I protect my focus from digital noise? How often am I distracted by notifications, news feeds, pointless conversations? Eighth, do I trust myself to carry out what I have planned, regardless of my mood? Do I keep my promises to myself? Ninth, how well do I withstand the pressure of urgent matters without forgetting about the important ones? Do I remember that not everything urgent is important? And 10th, do I set big goals that force me to grow rather than just survive? Now look at your results. Where is your lowest score? That's your main weak spot today. And here's what I suggest. Choose that area for focused work over the next week. Don't try to change everything at once. Mastery is built through focus, not chaos. Your task is to create a plan of small daily actions to improve just this area. For example, if your weakest point is protecting your focus, your plan might look like this. Every day, create 2 hours without a phone, without social media, only for your main work. If the problem is self-discipline, introduce the no negotiations with yourself rule for 1 task per day. Write your plan clearly. Exactly what you will do each day over the next 7 days. Make sure these actions are specific, measurable, and achievable. And here's what's important. Every evening this week, briefly evaluate yourself. Did I keep my promise to myself today? Just yes or no. No excuses. Because remember, it's not what we do once a month that defines our lives. It's what we do every day. And one more thing. If you feel comfortable, share your plan with someone. Give yourself external accountability. It's a powerful catalyst for change. You have no idea how much your life can change in just 1 week of focused, disciplined work on yourself. So make the choice right now. Don't postpone. Don't wait for Monday or the perfect moment. Start today, because your time is already slipping away, and your great story is only beginning. And one more thing, friends. If you want to deepen your work on yourself and find like-minded people in this great endeavor, I invite you to take one more step. Share your results in the comments under this video. Write down the score you gave yourself for your weakest area and the 1 week plan you created for yourself. Not to prove something to someone, but to better solidify your intentions. Because when you write down your goals publicly, they don't just remain thoughts and they become promises. And maybe your comment will inspire someone else to start. Maybe right here under this video, a new community will be born. A community of people who choose to master their time instead of letting time master them. Remember, the best way to strengthen your commitment is to share it with those who are also walking the path of growth. So, if you feel this is for you, write down your small step right now. My friends, let's pause for a moment and reflect. What is time really? It's not just the hours on a clock or the days on a calendar. Time is life in its purest form. Your dream, your freedom, your mark on this world. All of it is built from the bricks of time. I often reminded myself, you can either use time to your advantage or allow it to destroy your chances. And the choice was always mine. And today, friends, that choice stands before you. In this video, we talked about 3 main things. The art of focusing on what matters every day, overcoming digital distractions, and self-discipline as the foundation of great achievements. But all this knowledge will remain just a beautiful story if you don't start acting. Because here's what I know for sure. Action creates clarity. Action creates confidence. Action turns dreams into reality. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't seek external motivation. Don't postpone your power until tomorrow. Tomorrow is a myth. There is only today. There is only your decision. Start small. 1 focused day. 1 small step in the right direction. 1 victory over yourself. And these small victories, stacked together, will change your life forever. I always said, success is not an event. It's a way of life. Your time is your most precious asset. From today, guard it as you would guard your greatest treasure. Invest it in your dreams. Protect it from attention thieves. Build your future consciously, day by day, brick by brick. Because life doesn't ask when you're ready. It simply passes. And remember my words. A great life is the result of small decisions made correctly day after day. So go and create your great life, starting this very minute. Starting with yourself. Starting now.